This time on Twisted Metal Customs, we got the 1977 FJ45 back from sandblasting. That looks great, in my opinion. A few rust pieces I'll show you shortly. But we're going to clean out the sand and then we'll get some epoxy primer on it before it starts to flash rust. That's today's episode, stay tuned. So we wheeled the tray that was done yesterday out of the booth with my trifold doors, which makes it really handy. Recommend anybody that's going to build a booth with a smaller shed, give it a go. If you have any questions about how it was done, the hinges or whatnot, let me know. I've got rubber seal in between here. I need to do more sealing around it, but to be honest, it works great already without even sealing off anymore. But yeah, so that tray was done yesterday in ARB poly black. Has like a satin finish to match like the bull bar look. So customer's happy with that. And yeah, charge is still going there, still stripping it off. Just about done. Really next 3 weeks, I'll probably get it sent away, soda blasted, once I get some work done on this FJ45. As you can see, it's all blown out, cleaned out, sucked out with the vacuum, ready for primer. So I'm going to go ahead, probably take a few hours just to get over every single little thing with the epoxy primer. Make sure this is all covered. Anywhere that was blasted needs to be primed. So and I'm using Wattle PR250 epoxy primer. So this primer here is, or the epoxy primer is the only primer that you can bog over after 7 days, and it's got anti-rust prevention properties in it. So I'll paint the whole lot in epoxy primer, then I can begin the rust repairs. You can see here, I'll go through now just quickly where the rust is. So I've got rust sections in the front here of the bonnet. There's basically that front bit there. The rest of the bonnet's okay. Some hammer and dolly and some cracks to repair. This whole fender is basically garbage. They must have sideswiped a tree or a stump because it's been crumpled. There's an inch of bog on here when it got blasted. So even underneath, they've got this extra non-factory protection guard there. It's been crumpled. So all this needs to be primed as well, and I'm going to Raptor coat under here for protection. Nice black Raptor coat. All under the body is going to be Raptor coat. Top's going to be sandy taupe, inside and outside engine bay. Once the rust repairs are done, so there's a big section there to replace. The bottom of the door is a bit of Swiss cheese action. So I'm going to see if I can repair that seam. I did a rust repair section here, just a rough one, but looks like there's heaps of tar, rubber tar that was on the floor, and it was covering up this old pitting. So I'm going to have to take that whole floor section out here, replace that. Along here needs to be done, and on the other floor, the whole floor section needs to be done, and the door lip, and the traditional spot along that seam where the cabs join, that door opening section, and along that back seam part there, and just a little bit here. So I've got a bit of work in front of me, but it's nothing that can't be done. It's all straightforward. It's mostly flat pieces, so if you are going to cut your teeth on rust repair and hold a body like this, especially the FJs, really easy for beginners to learn on. and thicker steel normally. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. And next is going to be priming. There we have it. It's about 6 hours. No, I'm probably slow to everybody else, but that's how long it took me. 6 hours to get in and out, chassis rail, engine bay, everything painted, all in epoxy primer. Come back later with some touch up, so in the little pot, and just go around once it's dry so I can crawl all over it and make sure I haven't missed any spots and get in between gaps. Till then.